Well, it ain't Kenny Rogers, but it's gonna have to do. So what do you do, right? I mean, copyrights, whatever. Welcome to Call Your Shot, the competitive gambling show. This is how it's gonna work. You should all know by now, but for our new viewers that have not seen our show before, this is how it's gonna work. Round robin style tournament. 8 guys total. 4 guys each week are gonna compete against each other. 5 picks each week. Whoever has the better record gets the win. Everybody plays everybody. Top 4 make playoffs, and they can make a pick for any sport. Any money line pick, spread pick, prop, anything they want, anything that they think is going to make you money, you can bring to the table. There are no rules except for one. Value of the pick must be greater than minus 145 in American odds and 1.69 in decimal, 20 out of 29 in fractional for our people out or our viewers out in UK. So let's introduce the players now. Our first matchup in the red corner, he's coming in first place actually with a 2-1 record. He's a co-host of the Puckleheads podcast. You can follow him at Hearts on Hockey. Luke Hardo, how's it going, Luke?
Josh, fellas, what's happening? Took my first L last week to my brother. Of course, it had to be to my brother, but it is what it is. I still went 4-1, so I guess I'll take it. Plus money on the year so far, so hopefully I can win this week and just keep that money rolling for these guys.
I mean, that is a tough loss when you go 4-1. I mean, and it's worse too because it was your brother. But I mean, 4-1, great week. So, and you'll be going up against in the blue corner. He's a degenerate like myself, coming in with a 2-1 record, but severely negative in the profit units. Loves dipping his hand in the alternate spread line. You can follow him at Dylan Smith 101. Dylan Smith, how's it going, Smith? Muted for the first time. Great job.
Got him.
Pretty much describes my pick so far of the year. And, you didn't need to hear about any of them.
That's fair enough. Yeah. You ready for this big matchup against this guy in first place, Luke?
Yeah, I'm not worried. I played a level of my competition. I have a winning record. I'll have a winning record after this. So
okay,
yeah, not worried.
Well, you also won't have a losing record because you're 2-1, right?
Yeah, like I said, I won't have a losing record.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to our next matchup. In the blue corner, also coming in at 2-1. He's a man of all trades. It's your owner, your coach, your pop singing sensation, but most importantly, he's your Texas sports gambler. You can follow him at Into the Lab Pod. Ernest Silva. How's it going, Ernest?
Just waiting for the crowd reaction as I come in 2-1. No, Into the Lab is a group effort. You might have seen some of my co-hosts on here the last few weeks. Glad to make my reappearance in the wonderful B&B that I'm established down in San Antonio, Texas. Unfrozen, but a huge shout out, HHS Lady Cards. Congratulations on your game winner tonight. That is why we're starting a little late. Appreciate you, gals.
That is great to hear that you're all safe. You're warm. You got power. That's good. So you're going up against coming in the red corner. He is coming in at the bottom, but improving. He's the other half of the Puckleheads podcast. You can call him at Steel Curtain PEH. Paul Hardo, how's it going, Paul?
Oh, going pretty good. Nice to see Luke's face. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get to see it too often, and it's good to see it after I put up a W against him. So that's even better. But big shout out to our guy at It's Rated Merc. Did all the hype videos for the girls down there. If you guys have not checked him out, his stuff is fantastic. Mark has done great things for us. Going to continue on in the future, but definitely check his stuff out. It's Rated Merc.
Absolutely. Make sure to check him out. Also did the countdown video for us. Awesome job. Love it. It's great. So, yeah, make sure to check him out. He's a great guy. Very talented. One of the best in the business. So, without further ado, just a quick disclaimer before we get going. We are making picks for Friday, and actually some are actually making them for later tonight, so I'm allowing those. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. These picks could have a value change, a line change, or anything by tomorrow. For example, Miami Heat might be favored by 4.5 tonight. Tomorrow, they might be favored by 5.5 or 6.5 or more. So bet with us now. Let's make some money. Grab a beer, grab a drink, grab your fan. I don't care. Let's have some fun and let's make some money. So without further ado, Luke, you're going to start us off. What are you going for your first pick? Lukey, none of the mute?
Yep.
Holy smokes. 2 mutes tonight, eh?
I mean, fuck. Christ almighty. Well, that's about what this game is about to be, because I'm going to take Toronto minus 112 versus Edmonton. They screwed me before with this same exact pick. But I believe in the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe in the hype so far. But I know they're Josh's favorite team because they are the famous F word for Josh.
I fucking hate the Toronto Maple Leafs. Absolutely despise them. I will never, ever bet on the Leafs ever again. Will I better bet against them? Let me be clear. Yeah, I mean, against Edmonton, though, they've been kind of coming in hot a little bit. Like, does McDavid and Leon worry a little bit?
I mean, it's about time they do something up there. But I mean, if it's not those two, I'm not worried about it. It's so hard because Edmonton should be way better than what they are, but they just aren't. They don't have it. They don't have the defense. They don't have the goaltending. They don't have the coaching. So,
right. Yeah, well, I mean, Mike Smith has actually been on a heater for him. So, I mean, this is going to be a good game, however way you play it. Austin Matthews might be the hottest hockey player on the earth.
Yeah.
What was it, 18 goals does he have?
Yeah. He is
18 goals in however many games he played.
He can shoot the puck.
And actually on pace for probably one of the closest out of it, like I've seen for 50 and 50.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever been close to that, but
No.
I do like the pick. Let's go over to Dylan for his second pick. So, Dylan, what are you running with for your first pick?
Yeah, just touch on that. You can't bet on the Leafs. You can't bet against the Leafs. They're the Atlanta Falcons of the NHL. You bet on them, they win. You bet against them, they win. I hate it. Can't stand them. I hate every Leafs fan too out there. But the Oilers suck as well. So my first pick, Chicago and Detroit Saturday night. I got Chicago money line. They only have 2 losses at home all year, and Detroit's only got 2 wins on the road all year. Chicago's won 7 of their last 10, and Detroit's won 2 of their last 10. So, I mean, Detroit sucks. Plain and simple. Chicago's playing really good hockey right now. Their young goalie is doing awesome, and they're an explosive team that no one really saw coming. But I think any chance you can bet against Detroit and it's paying decent money, you take it.
Is Detroit at home?
So on the screen, we're seeing Bulls money line. That's we're talking red or.
Oh, okay. We're not going NBA. We're actually going.
We're in the NHL. We're in the NHL.
Okay, we're in the NHL. Okay, so and Detroit's at home. You said, right?
No, Chicago is.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, any chance you can bet against that dumpster fire of a fucking franchise? Unfortunately, I cheer for them, so that sucks. But we've seen this time and time again, where it's Detroit, let's bet against them, and then you place the money and you end up fucking losing, and that's killed me and you actually personally. Between me and you, that's killed us. It's going to be twice now tonight.
Yeah, it's happened more times than I can admit. But I mean, they're not going to win 2 in a row. They're potentially winning tonight. They're not going to win again, and they need the losses. They want that first overall pick. Got some good guys coming in the draft, so they're done. They're done looking for wins.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Lankinen also for Chicago, very, very like a gem. This gem that came out of nowhere for him. So I like Chicago and where they're going. Might have to have a conversation with Patty Kane though, because I don't know if they can win. But that's a conversation for another time. Ernest, let's go over to the next matchup. Ernest, what are you running with for your first pick?
Yeah, the first pick hurts me a little bit. But let's just be honest here. The Houston Rockets are on a 9-game losing streak, and they're doing it with conventional fashion of the tank job. And that's just how it is right now. No Christian Wood again. Toronto still looking to gather those easy wins. I got Toronto to win, especially at home. Easy win for them. It's probably going to be 11 points. Push the spread out if you can and get some more out of it because it's going to be double digits. Houston's not looking to get in the win column. If anything, they're looking to showcase certain players and get some money or picks back for them and maybe some decent young rotation players. So going Raptors -7.5 versus Houston tomorrow night.
Love the pick as well. Also, just to point out, they are not playing at home. They're actually in Tampa Bay. They're not in Toronto.
Sorry, yes. They're southern home.
their second home. I do like the pick. one of our very own actually on the show actually went the other way and bought points instead of extending the line. But I mean, to each their own, right? We'll find out who that is at a later time.
They got demolished by the Bulls. I don't know what the Raptors are going to do to them.
All right, so you're going up against Paul. Paul, what are you running with for your first pick?
First pick, I'm gonna go with some NCAA hoops. Drake against Bradley on Saturday, -8. It comes down to me for Drake shoots 50% from the field. Bradley's in the mid hundreds as far as team defense goes. Also, Drake is 37th in the country in 3-point field goals made, and Bradley gives up. They are number 322. So give me Drake that has been on a roll. They just got off that back-to-back against Loyola, and I like them to hammer them out here. So give me the Drake. Plus, they have the sickest jerseys in the NCAA.
Are they?
Oh, they're nasty. I
gotta take a look at them. Just off-topic question: are all the Loyola teams there's like 4 different Loyola teams? Are they all in the same conference? There's like Loyola.
I think that Marymount's out west. I think.
No,
oh, really?
they're not. They're not.
Yeah.
Also, forgot to introduce Producer Davis. He is also will be chiming in whenever he can. Producer Davis, say hello to everybody.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Josh always forgets about me, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're the producer. I'm the host, right? So
you're right.
Just,
yeah. I just put everything on the screen.
Question on your pick, Paul.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the musician Drake?
No, I'm not.
No, so that had no influence on making.
No.
Okay.
So no, I mean we're getting towards March here, Josh. We got to find our Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting towards midnight. Like we got to find our little Cinderella right now. So.
And a couple of years ago, it was Loyola Chicago,
right.
was it not?
Right.
See?
Yeah.
Right. I like the pick, Drake. Little off the board pick for you against Bradley. Like it -8, and I think Drake is at home. You said?
No, they're at Bradley.
They're away, but Bradley's bad. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go to our second round. Luke, what are you running with for your second pick?
Yeah, so the second pick, I didn't realize that there was a ticker. That's how long I've been away from the show.
It's been a while.
Right.
I had zero idea that there was a ticker now. So apparently we have a ticker. That's awesome. But I'm going to go for the battle of second place in the division for Tampa Bay. It's going to be the Canes -132 versus Florida. Florida has been a very surprising story for the NHL this year. I didn't really think that they were a great team. I didn't think they were even a good team, but they're rolling right. I mean, they're tied for second with the Canes right now, right behind Tampa Bay, biting at their heels. So I like the Canes in this one to take the first game. You'll see a trend here. I like the second team, the next team on the go around on these 1-1 games. So I'm going to take the Canes -132 to start this one off.
So for everybody at home that is confused, where he said Carolina money line and it said Toronto money line, his first pick was Toronto money line. Yeah. And then his second pick was Carolina money line. We forgot to tell him to go in order, but that's okay. That's all right. He'll get it. He'll get it right. Yeah. But the Canes are actually secretly one of the best teams in the NHL, I believe.
So they are my darlings. They are a bunch of brutes down there. Rob Brindamore today had an interview. He reminds me of Torts a little bit, and one of the reporters asked him what happened to the team the last 2 games, and he just said the Tampa Bay Lightning happened. That's all he said. So Rob Brindamore is a great coach. He's a solid coach. He has that team playing very well right now. Mm-hmm. But it's a battle for second place right now. So
yeah, true. It's tough to win in that or to get the top spot in that division. So also another side note: 1-year anniversary since David Ayres started for the Carolina Hurricanes in Toronto. Emergency backup goaltender. I think he's the practice goaltender for the Maple Leafs. Had to call him in after James Reimer got hurt and Mrazek got hurt, and he ended up getting the win 6-3. Talk about a Cinderella story there.
Zamboni driver, baby.
Yeah, Zamboni driver. Yeah. All right, let's go to Dylan for his second match or pick. And Smet, what are you running with?
Just out on that there. Looks like Carolina's about to lose the third straight game to Tampa Bay in 4 nights. That's a rough stretch to have to play Tampa
Really?
Bay. Not many times in 4 nights. That's brutal. They're on such a heater and now 3 straight against Tampa.
That's
Also,
not
for a little info for you there, Josh, Paul's
Yep.
betting against one of the few Saskatchewan boys in the NCAA. Jashawn Henry's on the Bradley Braves there.
really.
Yeah,
No way.
Saskatoon, born and raised.
Wow.
I believe
Interesting.
he's stepbrother to Braden Schneider, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Braden Schneider, like drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Braden Schneider.
Yeah, they have the same. Their families are intermixed. They're not related, but they're
Yeah.
lots
But that's
going on.
interesting. Local guy playing for Bradley. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we'll have to cheer against that one. But
Yeah, I'm definitely going Bradley +8 now, Paul.
my pick actually.
Canadians only have sticks. I don't have to worry about it. They don't know what
True.
you know what I mean.
Good
Like,
point.
Not on ice. My second pick's same as Ernest, kind of, except on the screen it says -7.5, but I got that all the way down to -4.5 at -130. Raptors they're gonna demolish Houston. Raptors have been playing pretty good lately. They're still not great, but Houston might be the worst team in the NBA right now, and they don't necessarily want to win. They've been getting blown out by everybody. Closest they've been to anybody recently is like 4 or 5 points. I'm gonna go down to -4.5. I think Raps win by 5. They could win by more, but I'm gonna play it a little safe. They're in decent money. Houston's 1-9 in their last 10, so I'm gonna run with that, and that's easy money I think for everybody.
So I got to ask you, right before you said like the line, you said the Raps are going to blow out Houston here. So why would you go? I mean, why would you buy the points to think they're going to blow them out?
Josh, I like guaranteeing myself money. I think it will be probably a blowout, but you never know what happens in the NBA in a blowout. They can be up 9. You get a late 3, a buzzer beater at the end. Like you just sometimes it's decent to play it safe. The bench can give up 10 straight points at the end of the game, turning from a 15-point game to a 5-point game. So I just like playing it safe in the NBA and locking in my money. So
I just had to ask, right? You said blowout and then you bought points. I was kind of confused, but I mean, whatever. I mean, you're 2-1. I can't trip you for that. So. -6 profit units though. But Ernest, let's go to you for your second pick. What are you running with?
Yeah, man. So, I started off with that light jab just to make sure I could land a punch with the Raptors beating Houston. I had to make sure I win that round and get on the board. But I'm gonna pick no hotter team than the Utah Jazz right now in the NBA. Arguably, the Heat have been surging as well, but the Jazz at -5.5 was a no-brainer for me. So I can hit with that right cross, maybe land somebody on the mat, and hope for a 7 count before they get back up. And so on the road against an inferior East team, give me the Jazz -5.5. And I think they continue to dominate on what would be some of their easier schedule. I see -7.5. Did that change?
No, it shouldn't have. That's might be a keen in air from Davis.
No
That's
problem.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. -5.5.
Josh, do not blame me.
Yeah, Utah, one of the teams in the NBA right now, if not the hottest. And I just have a problem with them. Not that they're a team, well, they are this year, but I mean, they're just like kind of up and down, really. They're very hit and miss sometimes. So you like Utah. Utah is fucking unbelievable. Who's at home here?
The Heat. So it is a road game.
Who's at home? Ernest.
The Heat. It is a road game.
It is a road game. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, sorry if I froze there. I think it was a connection issue. But
okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Don't hate the pick. Love it. -5.5. Great pick. Let's go to Paul. Paul, what are you running with for your second pick?
I'm going to echo what Ernest is saying. I'm going to take a surging West team against an inferior Eastern Conference team and give me the Suns -5.5 against the Bulls. Chris Paul's taken the reins of that team, and Devin Booker's blossomed under that. I think that he needed a guy to say, hey, kid, you're not that good, and to learn. And the Suns have been on fire. They handled the Sixers. They handled the Bucks. I just think that they'll handle Chicago here. So
Yeah. Just Chicago's team worrying a little bit. Like they were one of the worst teams the last 2 years, but they've been a surging team in the last this year. They've been good.
Yeah, but they're not on the Bucks or the Sixers level. And you know what I mean? The Suns handle both of those.
But they've been keeping with teams, like good teams as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree that they're like 7-3 in their last 10, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the way the Suns have been molding into shape. Like they're starting to become a real dangerous team.
Yeah, I agree. Like they're with the addition of Chris Paul they're starting to actually kind of gel as a team, which could be fun coming into playoff time. Would love to see the Phoenix Suns go into a deep playoff run. That could be really, 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 really fun. So, like the pick.
I'm glad they brought a true all-star to the team.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes.
Oh fuck! I talked about that on Just About Outside. Like, oh my god, the amount of fucking people complaining about snubs. Like the roster's 12. Like, I mean, they can't fit everybody on the fucking roster. Like, geez, frustrating.
They complained enough to change out a power forward for a point guard, though. For a shooting guard. So whatever.
So that brings us to the third round, and I'm going to go to Luke for his third pick. What are you running with, Luke?
Well, me and Paul hate this rivalry as much as anybody fucking else. I can't stand the Islanders. They hate us. We hate them. But every fucking time me and Paul watch, they lose to the Islanders. So I'm going to watch them lose to the Islanders at minus 107 on Saturday to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I give them credit. They have Jason Zucker out now for a very long time, undisclosed lower body injury. He's out for a significant amount of time, is what Mike Sullivan said this morning. They're losing 3-2 right now to a very tough Washington Capitals team, currently with like 5 to go in the third. But they've been going on a streak. Malkin's found his touch. Kasperi Kapanen has found his touch. Jake the Snake has just been, Jake Ensel by himself. And Sidney Crosby is still good at hockey. But the New York Islanders take game 1 versus the Penguins on Saturday.
Yeah, confirmed. Sidney Crosby still good at hockey.
Good at hockey.
And I know for sure Dylan Smith has been licking his chops after that Darren Dreger tweet of possibly getting the trade for Sidney Crosby to the Avalanche. But I don't think that's going to happen. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, absolutely not. But we'll get to your strategy here, Luke, at your next pick. I was going to mention something, but we'll talk about it next pick. But let's go to Dylan for your third pick. Dylan, what are you running with?
I'm going to go with that tough team you mentioned, Washington. They're in New Jersey on Saturday, I believe. Both Washington and New Jersey played tonight. New Jersey's on the road, so they have to travel back home. Washington's at home. It's not much distance in that area anyways, but it's minus 145 Washington money line. You don't get that good of odds for a team like Washington against New Jersey very often, so you want to hop on that right away. Be different if they're back-to-back or something, but there's a day off. New Jersey's lost 3 in a row. They 2 wins at home, I think, all year, and Washington's just a solid hockey team. So unless the Russians are out getting drunk the day before the game, well, that might help them. So I just see New Jersey's not very good team.
They do a little cokey up in there. They love
them.
They like them.
Got them on a playoff run and won the cup a few years ago. So they don't mind. They can play guilty.
I'm quite certain they drink vodka in the dressing room. So, them showing up hungover, they usually play hungover, do they not?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. And New Jersey sucks. So they probably will be drinking just because they think it's a joke. But rightfully so. They'll probably win anyways.
Yeah. So just like Dylan said, that line is minus 145 right now. Make sure to bet that as soon as you can because that will change. There's no doubt about it. That'll change by tomorrow. So bet it now if you can and make money. So let's go to our next matchup. Ernest, what are you running with for your third pick?
You'd think I'd get this mute down that I know I'm right up next after Dylan. But yeah, let's go run with it. UTSA going with the hometown college team here, University of Texas San Antonio. For all of you who don't know what that means, they have a 4-game win streak coming into Saturday's game at UAB. And they have a bit of a losing streak themselves. So I know they'll be a bit rusty, and you might be a little worried because they've had 2 games off due to COVID. But they have 2 of the most premier scorers for their conference, and they can really run the score up. And the offense is a little bit mediocre at UAB. So taking UTSA with the points, just to be safe in case that rust is like a 16-point hole and you're holding your breath and they come back and they just can't catch them. So UTSA on the road +4.
And what's their mascot? What's their mascot again?
The Roadrunners, the Rowdy.
Roadrunners.
Oh, and how could you bet against a team that was
Exactly.
Right?
Can't catch them.
They're just too hot. They're too fast. +4 Roadrunners. Take them. So that brings us to Paul. Paul, what are you running with for your third pick?
Well, this one's for Dylan because his boys need to get their shit together. I'm taking the Avs in regulation Friday versus the Coyotes. They got to start stacking some wins together. Like, that division's turning into a real shit show out there, and they got to start stacking some wins together. Like, I mean, I know we talk about it, but like, the season's getting short. I mean, we're 20-some games left. I mean, like, we got to start stacking some wins here. So give me Arizona, or give me the Avs in regulation versus Arizona on Friday.
And I got to ask, Dylan, you might be able to answer this better than Paul can or anybody. Where are the Avalanche in the standings right now?
I think they're 1 spot out of the playoffs, so 5th or something.
Wow.
But
Okay, so
they'd be ahead winning percentage than a few of the teams. They haven't played a ton of games.
And I'm certain they've played Vegas like 5 times. Have they?
Yeah,
not?
them in Vegas, I think, have played 4 times this year. They won. I think they won 3 of them, but then they've lost. No, they've split 2 and 2, but they won. They lost 1 in overtime.
So I mean, I'm not too concerned about them not making the playoffs, but you are right, Paul. The season is short, and it is time to start winning games that need to happen, that you need to win. And
if you look at their schedule, they have quite the easy schedule for the next month or so.
Yeah,
but
that's what they got to stack. They got to start though. They got to get
got
going.
demolished last night by Minnesota. So you never really know.
Yeah, you got to get going.
And like, Arizona is not a bad team.
No.
That they have with Connor Garland is pretty decent. So I mean, this ain't gonna be an easy game by any means. I think. Let's hope it is, because we want to win you money. But Arizona's a good team, and they ain't nothing to sneeze at. So.
Nope.
But that takes us to the end of the third round, and that will take us to the player pick of the week. Make sure when you're shopping online with playergolf.com, look, I'm wearing the hat. I'm pretty sure Dylan's wearing the sweater. Smitty, you wearing the sweater? And the hat, Smitty. Yeah, like, great apparel, guys. They got some awesome stuff. Make sure to use promo code BETTHEOVER when you're shopping online at playergolf.com. But yeah, and I'm going to run with Atlanta Hawks -3 over the OKC Thunder. I know OKC is coming off a little bit of a high after the Lou Dort game winner 3, but they're so bad offensively at home. They're actually the worst offensive team in the league at home, and yet Atlanta is actually one of the best offensive teams on the road. So I like Atlanta's odds here at -3. I think that's a low line that could change, but I see them winning by, I want to say 10 at least. So give me the Hawks -3. Sorry, Davis. I know you're an OKC fan, but that's just the way it goes. But so that takes us to. I thought you were going to say something, but let's go to the fourth round here. Luke, what are you running with for your fourth pick?
So these are my Sunday picks. I'm taking the Pens.
Right. Well, then, sorry, Paul, or Luke.
Yeah.
Before we get going, very interesting strategy here. Taking one team Saturday and going with the other one on Sunday. I love the strategy. A little split, 2-game split. Let's hear it.
I love these games. I like these games like this, especially with this Penguins team. They just lost to the Capitals 5-2. That's a tough one to swallow right there. I can see them. I mean, they were on a bit of a streak there to start, running to Washington. Okay, they looked pretty tired, so they get a day's rest tomorrow. They'll play, they play tomorrow. They'll get a day's rest Saturday. I think they come back. They'll bounce back on Sunday. And I mean, the Penguins at plus money. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'll take the Penguins in the back-to-back, or not back-to-back, but you know what I mean. Plus money at 100 versus the Island on Sunday.
Well, they would be back-to-back though, right? Because Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, technically.
Are these both of these games in?
Yeah, they're in New York. Yeah,
New York. So, yeah, and I've been an advocate for split those two games. I mean, I think you're making money if you bet the other team the other day.
Here's the thing, Josh.
So I like the split, but it is a bold strategy to make your original pick, and then bet against that the next day.
It's bold.
It is
bold, but the difference is I'm gonna watch Saturday.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And not watch Sunday. That locks 2 wins in. So
because according to Luke and Paul from Pittsburgh, there, whenever they watch a game, the other team or their team loses, and when they don't watch, their team wins. So
it's
Josh, just a quick story.
Okay,
2 years in a row.
We got time.
We got tickets right behind the goal. Game 4, we score 8 seconds in, Luke? Seriously.
Yeah.
Right, going nuts, crazy. Didn't see another shot on goal the rest of the night. Lost 4-1. Went home, got swept. Next year, go. Tickets right behind the goal. They scored 12 minutes in, or 12 seconds in. Going nuts. They get beat 5-1. Never see another goal.
So a little bit of magic you guys are working with. Why don't you guys maybe just not watch games?
We're just not watching the Islanders game.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. I got
you. Here's a suggestion. You guys should get the tickets again, and then leave 15 seconds in, so that you know they get the score, and they can score after that too. So.
Try and reverse it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't hate that strategy.
Well, they're only letting 2,500 people into PPG Paint, so I'm really not about to pay a ticket to go up there right now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty expensive. Let's go to Smith. Smith, what are you running with for your fourth pick?
I'm going to go with that Colorado-Arizona game that Paul mentioned. I'm going over 5.5. The Avs got to do something. I hope their coach is on the hot seat. I hate him. I've hated him his entire time in Colorado. Doesn't know how to work systems at all with those players. It's been carried by the players that he has. But either way, I think they're probably going to start their backup on Friday. They're going back-to-back games, and Grubauer needs a break. I think they're the only team in the league that their starters got every win so far.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll probably give them a break here for this first one. They played four games in 6 nights now, and they got a back-to-back. So I think they'll give them the first night off, play in the second. And they got an AHL goalie backing up right now. So I think he'll give up a few, and the Avs got to score. So I'm going over 5.5. Think it should be pretty safe with the Avs needing to win this, and we'll put up some numbers. So
it's not a bad strategy betting over when you're betting on an Avalanche game, because they will put up 5 or 6 themselves, right? So I mean,
yeah,
the over.
If they heat up and have a good game, they get 4 or 5 on their own pretty easily when their power play is going. So
yeah, they'll get. What was that one game we were watching where they got? I think it was 4 or 5.
It
was 9. But how many was in the third though? They ended up scoring, I think, 5 goals in the third themselves, or 4 goals for sure.
I forget what it was. I think it ended up 9-1 at the end of the game, and they're only playing their fourth line for the last 8 minutes of the game.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But all right, so let's go to the next matchup. Ernest, what are you running with for your fourth pick?
So I've taken some pretty decent jabs so far, keeping it pretty simple, knocking my way around. Paul is coming back right at me, right? We're duking it out right here. Here is the Cinderella team everybody should be rooting for. UTRGV makes it back on our card for this week. That is the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. They are going on the road. They are on a mission from God, people. This team has been playing fantastic basketball. Of their last 5 games, although they had 2 postponed COVID games in there, top 30 in defense and offense in the nation, NCAA. Look it up. That's the team right now playing inspired basketball. You want to know why? Because their coach died. And they're on a mission to avenge that. And they've been playing inspired basketball. They look like one of the teams to beat. They're first in their conference because they haven't played as many games as the other ones. That they're undefeated in conference play. I'm riding the Vaqueros. Take them. They're going to win the first game of 2, if not both games on the road this weekend. So keep a lookout, UTRGV.
Do you worry that they won't have enough plays without a coach?
No, their backup's even better. It's a Valley guy, so got to ride with him.
Better than the dead guy. That's wow.
They got that patch on the jersey now, so they're on a mission. They're on a mission. You know those patch teams.
Apparently, the Blues Brothers play for UTRGV because they're on a mission from God. But I love it when Ernest comes on because he always has a lot of letters to give us.
It's true.
UTSA and now UTRGV, and UTSA was also playing UAB, so it's a lot of fun when you come on. I love these. This is Tech. What's their full name? UTRGV.
University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
Right. So, I mean, local guy. He knows his shit. So, +2, you got to take him.
And there's my resident hater follower, Kenny Cotterell.
Kenneth hates it.
Kenneth doesn't like it. But, I mean, what does Kenneth know, right? What an idiot. Let's go to Paul. Paul, what are you running with for your 4th pick?
Yeah, I'll say that Kenny hates everything, so it doesn't really matter.
One quick before you go in, Paul. Kenneth hates like points. Like he hates any sort of excitement in games. Loves bet unders. Loves betting kicker unders. Yeah. I mean, complete psychopath.
Soccer. I mean, soccer. Do we have to even go with the soccer? But I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's just get back to reality here.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, I don't know what the reality this is. That Philadelphia versus Buffalo is basically a pick'em. Mm-hmm. Like Carter Hart has struggled. I will say that, but I'm a big Carter Hart guy. Like the kid, he'll figure it out. Philadelphia is hurt, but the Flyers need this win. Like they need to get this win against Buffalo on Saturday. Give me the Flyers at a bargain price here, and I think they'll eke one out. They'll figure a way to win this one.
Just questions. Being a Pittsburgh guy or a Pennsylvania guy, or Wheeling, West Virginia, wherever you're from, are you allowed to bet on the Flyers on Philadelphia?
Well, me and Luke became Gritty fans when he toured our area,
right?
So we really root for the mascot, not the team. Oh. Like the Flyers can suck it.
And Carter Hart,
but I like Carter Hart a lot. I do. Like I like him a lot. So, but we love you, Gritty. You know that. We had a special moment together. And that is why we'll be taking the Fly Guys over Buffalo on Saturday.
I love this pick because Buffalo's been struggling hard. Still haven't really been able to find kind of a way to implement Taylor Hall into their lineup. Like obviously he's in the lineup, but hasn't really been what they thought he was going to be. Nope. I don't hate the pick. Philly is actually quite good, and I think you'll see a big bounce back from Carter Hart. And he's going to be a superstar in the next 5 years. So love the pick. Love it. So that brings us to the last round here. And I'm going to go to Luke. What are you running with for your last pick? Oh, or is he even here? All right, let's go to Dylan. Dylan, what are you going with for your last pick?
So this is the pick of the week.
I love this pick.
It's the best odds you should ever get in a tennis match. I have Linda Benton against Coco Gauff. Coco's a 16-year-old sensation out of the U.S. It's the semifinals of Adelaide Open, and Bencic is one of the best players in the world. No way about it. She was the 4th-ranked player last year. She didn't play much.
She's number 2 in the world.
No, she's not. She's currently number 12. She was number 4 last year.
Are you sure? It's a 2 on my end.
2 in the tournament, Josh.
Oh, okay. Well, she's 2 in the tournament.
Anyway, she's number 4. She was the number 4 ranked player last year. She sat out most of COVID, dropped down to about 12. She lost in the finals of the year-end tournament for the women. She's plain and simple. She's one of the best women in the world. 23 years old. They love to hype up this Coco Gauff. She had to come through qualifying for this tournament. She's played 5-6 matches already. Most of them went 3 sets. She's been struggling. She barely made it by her last person. And this Bencic is 1 and 2 straight sets against her last 2 matchups easily, 6-2, 6-3, those type of numbers. somehow she's the underdog in this matchup.
Yeah, that's what I've seen too. Pretty wild.
Coco Gauff is just the media darling. She's 16-year-old. She's going to be a star, but she's coming up against one of the best players in the world. Maybe Coco gets the upset. She's been known to do that, but if you can get one of the best players in the world who's really good on hard court at plus 100, you take it any day of the week. This is, it's one of the best odds you'll ever see for a tennis match.
I know my jaw fell to the floor when I seen the odds because when you sent me that, Dylan, I was like, "There's no way that she's plus 100." I thought you were lying. I thought you dipped your hand into an alternate spread line, whatever. But I went and looked, and sure enough, plus 100.
I bet it and I screenshot it just to make sure I had it to show you because I bet it and screenshot it instantly.
And for
Coco could win. I'm saying this, Coco could win. She's upset some big people, but don't get the fourth or top 5 best women's player at plus odds against the qualifier. It just doesn't make sense.
Shout out to Easton Neufeld. You're a degen, Dylan. We're all degenerates, Easton. What do we like? We have a show of gambling, so we're all degenerates.
Easton's put all your money on Bencic in the WTA Adelaide semifinal tomorrow.
And I was gonna say for our viewers, I think that match at 2 a.m. tomorrow.
It might be tonight, technically, I guess.
Yeah, so technically,
hammer it right away.
5 hours. So bet it right now. Get on whatever money you have, go into your mom's purse and grab a bunch of money and put it into your betting account and put it on Bencits.
You can literally, once you're done, take it out, put that money back in your purse, and you'll have the same amount in your hand. And it's one of the best women's tennis player out there.
If you're in gambling age and you can reach your mom's purse right now, I'm sorry, but go bet it.
Yeah.
It's a tough fucking stretch here. You gonna judge us for not being able to live on our own?
Sorry, go get that money then, bud.
Yeah, go get that money. Yeah, exactly. So that takes us to our next round. Ernest, what are you running with? I feel like we got a fun one here for your last pick.
I gotta pass the buck over to Luke.
Let's go to Luke. Luke, we forgot your first. Well, we didn't forget. You weren't here for your first pick. We kind of skipped over you, but
we can't hear.
Your last pick. Mute.
Okay, apparently my phone just does not like whatever I was doing, apparently, because it was annoying. Do I sound clear? Is there no noise now? We good?
Luke, Are you talking?
Can't hear you.
Ernest, don't. Come on. I'm not even facing you this week. You gotta be like that. Anyway,
yeah.
The one basketball game I watched probably this entire year so far, I watched the Los Angeles Lakers and the Grizz play last Friday. I want to say last Friday. The Grizz played a hell of a game. It was a great game. The Grizz are at home. Or no, actually, they're away. Never mind. But I like the way the Grizz have been playing. I think they're 500 on the year. I think.
Maybe around there.
This might be a very clunky offensive game for the Los Angeles Clippers team. I don't really like their offense. Never have, never will. The Grizz has a great defense. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they'll keep it within 7.
Hey, real quick, Luke, can you guess who the Grizzlies are playing tonight?
Nah.
They're playing the Clippers
tonight.
Yeah. Could you guess the score? We're in the middle of the third quarter.
I hope 75-69.
Who's winning?
Probably the Clippers.
You're wrong. It is 92-83. The Grizzlies are actually up by 9 right now.
Wow.
Really?
So,
now, does that change your strategy going into tomorrow, Luke?
Absolutely.
I'm giving you the opportunity to change your pick if you want. I can come back to you.
Grizzly domination, Luke says. Grizzly domination.
You're going with the Grizz. Hey, you're going with Ja. All right, fair enough. I like it. I like your confidence. I love Ja. I love he's going to be the next superstar of the league. Love him. Love the Grizz. And you, Davis, can you confirm is Kawhi playing this game?
Well, he's playing tonight. So
you could see him take a day off tomorrow. There you go. I don't hate that pick now. I love it. All right, so you're going up against Dylan Smith. What are you running with for your? Oh no, we already got that one. Sorry, we're going down.
I should rephrase it again. Benchich, money line against Coco Golf. Everyone at that.
WPA. Love it. Yeah, I love it. Ernest, I love your last pick here. It's going to be a fun one. What are you going with?
Before I even talk my pick, doesn't anybody else want to see Benchik versus a grizzly bear? I mean, does anybody else want to see it? I mean, I am all for it. I would love to see those serves against the grizzly bear. Anyways, yeah, if you're a big football fan, obviously you don't know what to do with yourself because it's not football season, but there is a cool San Antonio school playing called Incarnate Word, and they are 11-point underdogs against McNeese State. You won't find it on a big channel. Go to their website and find that stream, and you'll catch that game. But I will tell you this. Incarnate Word has a fantastic special teams and great defense. Why? Because those are the only things that play when they play football games because they play big schools all the time. With them not playing big schools, they're now playing in schools regularly at the same level. I'm going to give Incarnate Word the benefit here. They're going to keep it close. Maybe a game winner, but I'm not taking money line, so I'm going to take the spread here. Incarnate Word plus 11 against McNeese State.
These are fake
schools. Hold on. Against who?
McNeese State.
Okay, yeah. I was just making sure you said it right.
My bad. McNeese State. I'm sorry. I was hyped about it. All I was worried about was Incarnate Word, guys. That's all that matters. That is a team to put money on.
So Dylan claims this is a fake line. Is this true?
I plead the fifth.
I'm the commissioner, and I'm allowing this plus 11 pick to happen. I know nothing about this.
You have to go to your bookie in person. And
maybe. And he'll give you an odd.
It actually might even be an esports matchup on my NCAA created school list, and you're going to have to go find these two teams playing on an esports stream tomorrow.
Oh, that is
or Saturday.
Amazing. I love the pick. Yeah, I mean, if you can find this line at plus 11, take it. Because, I mean, Ernest said so. So, I mean, there's your reason.
You can watch it on Twitch on Saturday morning. It'll be Ernest playing as his younger brother. Ernest will be playing as Incarnate Word. His younger brother, who just turned 6, will be playing as McNeese State.
That's it.
Can confirm the line.
All right, let's go to Paul for his last pick. Paul, what do you want?
All right, I'm going to stick with the hockey theme, and I'm going to stick with the teams that need to get it rolling theme. So give me Tampa Bay in regulation versus Dallas on Saturday. Tampa Bay that seems like they've got it going at times, and then they trail off. And then, I mean, I thought they would run away with this division, but Carolina's giving them a run for their money, and they got to start stacking some wins too. So let it start right here against the Dallas team that they have no rhythm. I mean, they had that long COVID break, and then, it's just been up and down. So let Tampa Bay get it here and move into the weekend here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Dallas has just been kind of off, and I mean, they're without Sagan. That has a big deal with it, but and they're getting some secondary scoring from some guys that you just didn't really. I mean, they're just kind of an odd team this year. Very odd one to really, you want to bet against. But Tampa Bay has to get going here, and I like them in regulation. I think they're starting to kind of gel a little bit better after their little dip. But yeah, I like Tampa Bay. I like them in regulation. Maybe even sprinkle a little money line on it. Is that tomorrow or is that Saturday?
That's Saturday. That's on Saturday.
Yeah,
and the money and that money line, it's too much. Maybe puck line. I wouldn't mind throwing a puck line on there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a puck line is not even a bad idea either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the pick. That's a great set of picks you guys got there. But that brings us to the end of the show. It's been awesome. Luke, you're running with. I'm gonna do just quick sign offs and get confirmations on your picks. Luke, you're running with Hurricanes minus 132 against Florida, Leafs money line against Edmonton, Islanders money line against the Pens, Pens money line against the Islanders on Sunday, and your Memphis plus 7.5 against the Clippers tomorrow night, I believe. Is that all correct? And where can they find you?
Yeah, that's all correct. You can find me on Twitter at Hearts on Hockey. I am working on a script right now to send over to PJ for Puckleheads that hopefully will come out on Monday.
Yeah.
And we are back and better than ever. I'll tell you that.
I can't wait for Puckleheads to come back on. I love listening to you guys. great hockey podcast. If you want to get into another or a different hockey podcast, make sure to check out Puckleheads podcast. So, Smith, you're running with the Chicago Blackhawks money line against Detroit. Raps -4.5 against Houston by a couple points. Washington money line against the Devils. Colorado, Arizona over 5.5, and Benchich over Coco at +100. Is that all correct? And where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter, Dylan Smith 101. Always there. I don't know about my first 4 picks, but I do know about Benchich. That's all that matters. When Benchich wins, I may go to strictly tennis betting on this podcast. I might actually stay up and watch tennis. I might watch this match at 2 a.m.
If Benchich wins, I would fully expect at least 3 tennis picks next time you're on.
Yeah, it might be all women's tennis too.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Ernest, you're running with Raps -7.5 against your beloved Houston Rockets. Jazz -5.5. UTSA +4 against UAB. UTRGV +2 against Utah Valley, I'm pretty sure. And little football for you, IW. I don't even know how to say it. IW +11 against McNeese State. Is that all correct? Or where can they find you?
The letters are close there, but you can catch ITL there on. I'm just kidding. You can catch Into the Lab Pod on Into the Lab Pod on any social platform. Just look that up. We're there Wednesday night, 7:30. We're the show right before you during the weekend. Loved being on here. Of course, it's UIW. UIW. I should have put that in there so you knew that. UIW, University Incarnate Word. But all those picks are real. Twitch was a joke. So in case you wanted to check that out, Twitch was a joke. Yep. Dylan will plead that that's not true, but they are. But yeah, so you can rely on us on letters, and we'll definitely try to get you some money this week. And hopefully we take down Paul. Paul's on a heater, so hopefully we can cool him off a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. He's been on a heater. He's been coming up here. So, Paul, you're running with Drake -8 versus Bradley. Phoenix -5.5 against the Bulls. Avalanche in regulation against Arizona. Philadelphia money line against Buffalo. Tampa Bay in regulation against Dallas. Is that all correct? And where can they find you?
Yep, you can find me at Steel Curtain PDH. Go check out our boy at Rated Merc. Go check it out. That video is sick, and it was such a great feeling to see his work getting put on live TV.
Yeah,
that's such a great thing for him. Plus, he said this first fuck on camera today, so we're not going to let him forget that.
Nice.
Yeah, he said, that's what happens when you hang out with that Reisner kid and those 2 fucking heathen West Virginia kids. He's probably going to be grounded after that, but he did say fuck on the air today, people. Mark the calendar.
I love it. I love Mark. He's an awesome human being. And that brings us to the end. I'm your host, Josh Elliott. You can follow me at Josh Elliott9 on Twitter. And make sure to bet the player pick of the week. Promo code BET the over for 20% off anything online at playergolf.com. And it's Atlanta -3. I like Atlanta there. So this show is powered by the Blue Collar Media Group. You can follow them at Blue Collar MT on Twitter. This has been fun, guys. Let's make some money and let's have a great weekend.